I'm going to give you a story. I heard that for the very first time from this wonderful woman, and I had never even considered that as possible, that somebody could give you a story and then it's like a present that you get to keep forever. And so may I give you this story in the same way. The story was given to this woman by her grandmother who lived through the Holocaust. And the story goes that she was in a cell with 6 other women and that they were starving. And she looked at these women and she could see that they were so hungry, but they were hungry for something more of life, that they weren't feeling filled with hope, that they weren't feeling like there was possibility, and that she was getting scared. She was getting scared that she was going to lose them. And she wanted to do something. She desperately wanted to do something. And so she did the only thing that she could think of, which was she went and took the last thing of any kind of material value that she had. And she took the wedding ring that she had sewn into her jacket. And she took that to the guard. And she made a deal. And she asked him to take this ring that meant everything to her in exchange for 6 eggs. And he agreed. And when he came back, he explained that there were only 4 eggs. And she took those eggs and she looked at those women, and all she could think of was that there wasn't enough. There was only this impossible choice that had to be made between who was going to get fed and who wasn't. And it was an impossible choice. And then she realized she had something else. She took those eggs and she separated them, the yolks from the plasma. And that day, she gave those women facials. She gave them their humanity back. The story gets me every time. I've told it so many times, and every time I feel it, I feel the power in making that kind of decision and really seeing where the true hunger, where the true nourishment needs to go. And that sometimes it's not in the quick bite of food, but it's in that deepest part of the soul that needs to be met and fed. So with this kind of story, we have a practice called feeding the story. This is an old practice. The story just gave you something, you give back to it by feeding it. And you feed it with your presence and by exploring, where are you living in the story? Are you the guard? Are you that person that desperately wants to feed those who you know are hungry? Are you that one that is really, really starving and famished right now and needs to be fed? And if that's you, it's even a more beautiful question to come sit and be with, well, what is the true yearning? Where is the true hunger living inside you? So this story comes from a woman whose name I can't remember. I met her like around 2006, 2007. I was at a women's retreat held by the illustrious Dot in Buckhorn Springs, and I think it's in Oregon. And so if you happen to recognize this story and know her, please, by all means, reintroduce us. But I know this for sure, that she gave this story to us as a gift so that we could carry it and call on it. And may you have this as your gift to be able to call on and carry. May you tend the story well, and may you be tended well.